Hi, this is Mike, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Fantasy Sports. So, today for our episode, I want to talk basketball. We just finished a week of basketball in my Yahoo League here, and I won my matchup. I'll show you here on the screen if you're on the YouTube website. Week 4, I wound up winning 7-2. Take a look at the matchup here. It was pretty close in a couple categories. Free throws went down to the last day, and steals was relatively close. But other than that, it was pretty much decided for most of the week. I was up pretty well, and it helped that I had Steph Curry and I had James Harden on my team. Both put in pretty good performances. You can see here Steph Curry made 24 three-pointers by himself, shot 9-31 from the line. Anyway, Steph Curry's having a great year, obviously, and James Harden is starting to pick it up. Will Barton was probably the surprise of the week, so if Will Barton's available on waivers on your team, someone might drop him because he's injured, but he's having a great year so far this year. Spencer Dinwiddie is also someone who you might be able to add. I wound up picking back up Caruso. I dropped him midweek, and then I added him again. I dropped him for Chris Duarte, and then I dropped Chris Duarte, and wound up picking back up Caruso. And the reason is he does so well in steals. So he's actually playing right now. The Lakers are playing the Bulls, and he probably doesn't have any steals because I just said something about it. But yeah, he has 0.6 rebounds, 4 assists. So not a great game, and the Bulls are up by 18. So he hasn't been quite as effective since he got to the starting lineup. They moved him up to starter instead of coming off the bench, but he's still putting together some decent numbers. So what I would do is I want to consult the numbers. They might be skewed a little bit since Steph Curry had such a great week. But just a reminder, the way to do that, you go down to standings and you click where it says current standings and you switch it to head-to-head stats. And just to see kind of how you compare to the rest of the league, I like switching it to totals so you see the actual numbers instead of the matchup wins. So for field goal percentage, I went up a little bit. I'm at 442, which is 9th place. Free throw percentage, my team went up a little bit. I'm in 4th place for that. 3-pointers made, probably made a bit of a leap on this one too. I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place. Points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Rebounds, this is probably super exciting listening to someone else's fantasy team. I'm leading the league in rebounds by about 35 or so. I'm also in the top 3 for assists. I'm also in not so great on steals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. I'm in 7th place for steals, and then for blocks, I'm in top 3. And turnovers, I'm probably pretty bad. That's a category I'm kind of just ignoring. So I'm in 9th place for turnovers. So to help with my steals, I picked up Caruso. He's pretty solid. He's leading the league in steals, actually. So, it's good to have specialists. Sometimes I would add 3-point specialists to my team. I have that kind of with Harden and Curry. Harden, it looks like, is going to be taking more threes, and he's not getting quite as many fouls, but when he does, he's getting them driving to the lane instead of doing his little dribble tricks and jumping into people because they're getting rid of that this year. So I think James Harden will be fine. Building a team around him was my plan, as well as Curry. And hopefully I can start to move up the standings. The guy I'm playing this week is in last place, so should be pretty good as far as he goes. So what I would look to as far as adding to my team, I do have Ben Simmons waiting on my bench. I don't know if he's going to come back anytime soon. It's not looking great. It's kind of a stalemate, I guess. But I was thinking about if he does come back tomorrow, who would I drop? Because to get rid of my IL, or to get someone off the IL plus, you have to drop a player. And because he does bring some good rebounds, I would consider dropping someone like probably Hassan Whiteside, maybe even Josh Hart, although he's doing okay. Another stat to use, I use the rank stats just to get a kind of a feel for how they rank in the rest of the league. Kemba Walker has not been great to start the year. I'm not going to drop him, though, because I think he has a lot of potential to be good. He started off really hot today, and then he just didn't get a lot of minutes after that. So anyway, Hassan Whiteside hasn't been great, so he's probably next on the cut list, and it will help that if Ben Simmons comes back anytime soon, it would be or he'd be a pretty good rebounding guard since he usually does. He actually is similar to Hassan Whiteside, except he gets assists. So anyway, that's where my team is at. I would suggest you always do the same thing each week. You can do it in the football league too. You just have to. It's a little different looking at the stats there. I can show you that real quick. If you go to the football league and you go to instead of current standings, you click on it and it says current projections, draft day projections, power rankings. So you won't get the same numbers. The numbers are kind of on the main screen anyway. Points leagues are a little more simple. So you got points for, you got points against. So in the league, I am the third highest scorer in the football league. That's pretty good. And I've probably got a few lucky wins. I've only had 894 scored against me, whereas 6 teams have had over 1,000 points scored against them. So part of that is obviously, I was the one doing the scoring as well, and other teams who won might have won by a lot. So that's not the best stat to use to gauge everything, but it does give you a good feel for the league. So anyway, projecting forward, current projections, I'm projected to stay in first, finish 10-4, and that'll be nice to get the bye because, well, you know what, I'll probably talk football tomorrow because we're already over here. So yeah, after the Monday night game, which is done, I can talk about the team, and I have a few decisions to make as well. So that's it for today. Thanks for your attention, and we'll be back tomorrow with another episode.